Jayla finally realized she had been miserably deceived. However, she only had herself to blame for her mistake. Of course, with the power the Grant family held, she could demand a refund from the auctioneer. But if she did that, she would be badly criticized. She couldn't afford to be humiliated as such. For the sake of her reputation, she could only swallow her resentment. Roderick added insult to injury. Ms. Grant, it seems like the item that cost you a fortune isn't that precious after all. You can't say that. Even though it's lacking a few years, it's still considered a precious treasure. The man in the long-sleeved shirt attempted to defuse the situation. Did you hear that? Even if it's lacking, it's still precious. Color returned to her expression. Dustin smiled. I'd like to ask. What's the value of a 900-year green lotus? He looked troubled and answered with difficulty. Based on its effectiveness and age, it should be around 3 to 400 million. What? It's only worth 3 to 400 million? Jayla was stunned. She bought it for 3 billion. That was a massive loss of 10 times its price. Roderick chuckled teasingly. Ms. Grant, with your power and wealth, that amount of money is just a small change. Jayla was speechless. Her eyes twitched, and her expression turned sour. In the end, it turned out that she was the loser. The man in the long-sleeved shirt chimed in, Mr. Brooks, I don't think you are in a position to mock her. While Ms. Grant incurred a significant loss, your purchase isn't exactly a good buy. That's right. Jayla's eyes brightened. Pointing at the gemstone in his arms, she said, even though my treasure lacks in age, at least it's much more useful than your item. Just look at yourselves, you idiots. You spent 2 billion for a meager gemstone. Anyone can tell that it's just a processed stone. Roderick responded coolly, it's difficult to put a value on happiness. As long as we like it, what's a few billion? That is why you two are idiots. She sneered. I forgot to mention. The Grant family was the one that recovered this red gemstone. In other words, the 2 billion you just spent went into my pockets. Surprising, huh? Roderick's brows knitted with her words. It didn't matter if he just incurred a small loss. However, he was also played by his opponent. Not only did he suffer a loss, but he was also humiliated and called an idiot. It didn't feel good. In a heavy voice, he commented, Ms. Grant, you intentionally raised the price with malicious intent. What about it? Go sue me if you can. She shrugged. Whatever the case, I'm taking this $2 billion. I'd like to see what you can do if you're not happy about it. She pursed her lips, her expression was smug. Roderick narrowed his eyes, looking irritated. However, he didn't utter a word in fear of her family background. Dustin suddenly asked, Ms. Grant, are you saying this red gemstone is from the Grant family? That's right. I'm the one who sent it here personally to be auctioned off. Why? You're not happy. She taunted arrogantly. Of course I'm happy. If it wasn't for your help, how would I be able to purchase this treasure for a mere 2 billion? He smiled. Hey, are you out of your mind? What treasure? You spent 2 billion on something that's only worth 2 to 300 million. What gave you the courage to say that? She bellowed in laughter, looking at him like he was an idiot. Young man, is it that hard to admit you lost? Do you need to be so stubborn?